Thank you, Miss Beverly. I appreciate you.
Yeah, we want to get this down. Yeah, that conversation that you just had with Teresa, that was beautiful. And as you were talking, I just sent up a couple of prayers for you, Teresa. It is a struggle out here, but it can be done.
Amen.
Miss Nathalie's expertise, I'm sure we'll all get there. I'm working on, I have the church, which is a nonprofit, but I am told that I need to have a second nonprofit for the events that we want to create. I'd like to do at least one event this year, and that is strengthening the youth and the young adults in financial management, teaching the youth probably from ages 13 to 19, maybe even 12 to 19, on the importance of understanding money and the economy, how it works, how it functions, the importance of saving, investing, rather than taking their little money. I got this idea from my nephew before he went off to college. Everything he got, he just wanted to spend it on things that everyone else had, because that was the trends of the young. And so I just thought it would be great. So I worked really hard at helping him manage money to the best of my ability. And I just still have that desire in my heart. But I'm told that the better opportunity for getting or receiving grants is that you come out from under a religious umbrella and have a standalone. What's your thought on that?
Yeah, I mean, it really, really depends, Miss Beverly, on what your goals are, right? So if you are looking to get more federal or government dollars, then I would say, yes, you do need what we call a secular 501c3. If you are simply looking at launching a new initiative that can be rebranded, that can, serve a different purpose, then I would say there are grant opportunities out there that you can go after. Now, in the same vein, there are federal and local grants that are open to religious organizations. And, we've served several churches that have gotten federal grants as well, particularly in regards to like issues of housing, working with veterans, things of that nature. And so we did not have to create a separate 501c3 in order to do so. So I'm kind of answering the question, and I'm kind of not, because it really, really just depends on who you are as an organization and what you're looking to accomplish, and looking at the resources that are out there and seeing what works best for you. My hesitation in creating a separate 501c3, if you have not maxed out what you're doing in your religious organization, is just capacity. It's hard enough to build one organization. So to do two at the same time, if you haven't like really maxed out your funding, maxed out your events, your cap, all of that, I would say try to do the best you can within the organization you have and grow it as much as possible before starting another one. Just because, like I said before, capacity building.
Okay, so that makes sense to me. I like that. That is my personal thought. I didn't quite articulate it like that to myself, but I'm in agreement with that. And it is very difficult just one, and to have two, and such a small team working together. And I was searching out grants last week and the week before. And what I've found so far is that there are certain organizations that will grant funds to Christian organizations or religious organizations. And I just wanted to get your feedback and take on that. So I think
and there are a lot of large Christian
yes,
private foundations that fund.
Yes. And I've seen private foundations.
The Lilly Foundation is one. Trinity Wall Street in New York, they give tons of money towards things that are focused on equality and economic. Even locally, there are grants that are going to be available, particularly when you talk about youth and literacy.
Okay, so then I'm going to, after today, next week, that will be my number one goal, is to start investigating those types of entities. What was the first one you said before you said Trinity Wall Street?
The Lilly Foundation.
Lilly Foundation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll report back on that.
All right. Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Miss Dolores, how you doing? What you working on and how can we help?
Hi, Nathalie. I am well. I am doing well. I just want to share with Miss Beverly and what you just shared with her about government contracts for churches. So HUD, uh, they do uh, fund faith-based organizations, but you have to be a HUD-approved housing counseling agency. So that may be something she want to look at. If she doesn't want to do a separate 501c3, she can go to HUD.gov and look up how to become a housing counseling agency. And I do believe faith-based organizations are under that umbrella.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, HUD, and then at one of the churches we worked with, we worked very closely with the veteran population. So HUD, VASH, and I don't know if that's every state. They were so excited. Like they are looking for partners. And that we had a parsonage on the property, and that family has lived in that parsonage for years, and it's brought in income through the state for the church.
Okay, and then just one other question. Ms. Dolores had given going to HUD.gov and then looking for housing counseling. What was that?
How to become a HUD-approved housing counseling agency.
Okay,
That's what you
thank
want to look up.
That's so good. Thank you.
Got it.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. So what I'm working on, Nathalie, first of all, I finished my final project with the University of Chicago. So I'll be graduated and be certified in nonprofit management.
Woo, 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 woo. She got that
So
paperwork done, y'all.
yes, got it done, got it done. Got it done. And so my final project was on my Keeping It 100 Touchdown to Success Youth Financial Literacy Program. It was well received. The professor and others that were on doing the presentation gave me great feedback. And so they told me they're looking forward to see me taking it to the next level. And so in staying in that community and keeping that contact, I'm sure, my program is going to continue to grow. So I am so excited about that.
I love that. Sheila
Yeah.
and Dolores, you guys are both in Chicago. I hope you guys find a way to connect.
Okay. All right. I will put my
Yeah,
email address in the chat.
and I'll put mine too. Yeah,
Okay.
when you said University of Chicago, I'm like, oh,
Yes.
okay.
Oh, yes.
And
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. 18 months. I was in that program for 18 months. So I am excited about that. So Nathalie, also through that program, I met a youth leader. Her name of her organization is Plan for Success. And so she and I have met a couple of times. And in March, we're going to roll out the program for her students. It's about 50
Oh, what?
students.
Wow, wonderful. That's a good
Yeah,
rollout.
I know,
Yeah.
I know. So we're working on the MOU. We, like I said, we met a couple of times, so that's moving forward.
Wonderful.
And
Now, is she paying for the service or are you like leveraging the partnership?
we're leveraging the partnership. So what I'm contributing right now that we've discussed are the curriculums that I have, organizational accounts. So I'm sharing that because I can sign them up as teachers.
Perfect.
And so sharing that, and then we'll talk about the rest of the, the logistics and how we're gonna work out the entire program. But we are planning to roll it out next month.
Wonderful.
And I set for, in general, financial literacy and housing education. I now have set up, and it's on my website. It's I am doing workshops every every second and fourth Thursday via Zoom, budgeting for success and the art of acquiring homeownership. So I did my
Mm,
Yeah. So I did my first workshop with CHA on the 9th of February.
that is perfect. That is so good. So let me ask you, do you have any partnerships with banks?
I am working on, well, I don't, but I do know a couple of individuals that um, look for organizations that offer financial literacy education and housing education. So because they have the CRA credit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to start looking into that, identifying institutions who provide CRA for financial literacy, because I know there's some out there.
Yeah, I think that's a good kind of first step and connection to being able to access some additional funding as well.
Mhm.
I know here in Birmingham, I'm not as plugged into Birmingham as other cities, but I did go to a meeting. I'm working with the the Women's Center out here, which just launched, and they were talking about access to funding, particularly for Black female entrepreneurs. And there was one person who worked for a bank, and every bank that he goes to, that becomes his main goal of helping people access capital. And so as you're talking about home ownership, young people, financial literacy, I am sure that there are banks out there that have products and services that they want to get to those particular demographics, and also resources, because banks, just like organizations, have a certain amount of community dollars that they pump back into the community. So you want to also explore that opportunity on partnering, where it's a win-win for them, and that you're allowing them to have access to the young people that you're already coaching. And then it's a win-win for you for any opportunities that may be coming down the pike, so that you can be aware of it.
Okay. All right. I would definitely do that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm getting comfortable in this space of the ask. I want to let you know that. And that's giving you credit for, you know, instilling that in us. We have to ask. So thank you so
I'm
much.
excited about that, and I'm working on bringing you all to Birmingham to be able to perfect that ask. Trying to lock down
Okay.
a location so that we can have a little mastermind, as well as a pitch competition here in the Birmingham area. But I also didn't want to just have an event where you guys are flying in here and paying. I also wanted to be able to give access to resources. And so I'm working on a few partnerships, so that can happen.
Okay, wonderful.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jonathan, how you doing? What you working on, and how can we help?
Hello, Nathalie.
Hey,
Hello, everyone.
Superstar,
Oh,
I got your email and I have to
this-
make my donation. I was like so
okay.
happy. I was like, oh my God, I've been invited to give.
Yes, absolutely. We are so excited about this summer camp. I tell you, folks are just they are just amazing. And I spoke with someone else. This is kind of a testimonial. I'm a member of 100 Black Men, which is there's national chapters across the country. And one of the members, I'm a part of the executive board in our local chapter.
Mm,
So one of the members is retired, and he's also a board member that is into finance. And so, to make a long story short, we're looking at extending our STEM program, which includes financial literacy, talking about financial literacy, and he wants to start an investment club. I am so excited about that.
wonderful.
Can you imagine the lives that this could potentially change for our kids to know how to invest? That's
Mm,
amazing to me. So he's working on, there's another club in another city in Georgia that has implemented the program, and we're looking to look at their model. And so I'm really hoping that we're able to use that this summer. If not, we'd have to continue to work on it for the next summer camp. But that is just such an amazing thing. And speaking of finance, I have to have kind of submit a disclaimer. I am not a finance person. I'm performing arts. And so, we're looking at this building. And so the bank is asking us to put together a budget of how we're going to pay for this. And the school district is asking us for, what our plans will be once we get the property. In other words, they
Hold
want
on,
to.
hold on, wait. It sounds like the conversation escalated a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They're very serious. They're very serious.
Woo!
And so,
Hold on, wait a minute. Can we shout just right there?
yeah, it's
That is
pretty.
amazing.
It's
A
pretty.
whole building, Jonathan. I'm just gonna give it to you.
Yeah. Well, we're working out the details, and what the superintendent is asking us is give her some ammunition, basically, to work with
Yeah,
when she talks to our board of directors.
that's big.
That
That's
is
major.
for this. It really is. But I'm kind of stuck, Natalie. I have to be honest with you, and I'm trying to, there's certain buzzwords and
So
there's
I'm
certain.
gonna give you just a framework because I don't know your organization's back end intimately, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you just a broad overview of what I know from working with organizations, both on the grantor side and the grantee side. I find myself now on boards where we're making decisions about grant applications. So you want to be able to demonstrate for the school how you're going to make impact, not just within your program, but for that community. And how you're going to leverage that property in order to do so. And so I would have you strongly consider how can you use the property itself to generate income and impact. The way you can possibly do that, and I don't know the specifics of your partnership, is leasing out spaces to other nonprofits that kind of fill in some gaps. So like 100 Black Men of America, would they like an office in there? And would they do mentoring for Black male students? I'm looking on your, do you mind if I share with everyone what you sent me? Because I think this is a great example of how you build partnerships. And guys, don't get scared about how many emails I have in my inbox. Very intimidating. But I see you have these amazing partners, and this is so great, right? Yeah. This is so great.
Like even yeah, that's beautiful. Congratulations. But like she's saying, even some partners like skills development, for set building, different aspects of the theater, lighting, and you can actually ask those partners to come, like she said, offset the rent, but you give them a good rent space.
He doesn't have any rent.
Oh, no rent. Oh, you turn him the money. Building. Oh, heck yeah, make that money. Yes. Good amount. Not too crazy. But yeah, anything related to skills development and especially theater, because theater, everything. There's the lighting, there's so many aspects that people don't know. So even having workshops, last one, and I'm gonna let the expert take it, but I would say definitely schedule a time with Nathalie in terms of financing. I have a feeling she knows what's going on. Like it's one of those days you're gonna have to put it in. But that's it. And then oh man, I totally lost my train of thought. There's the lady at the theater, and all that, and rooms. So if it comes back to me, it was just like a crazy picture. It was a great picture. It's innovative, but I'll come back because I was talking too much. Okay, but sorry, Nathalie, I appreciate it.
No, I think that's good. But also I would say we definitely do want to get from that district superintendent a key understanding of how they would like to see the space integrated, so that you know for sure on your end what to say to them and how to build out your plan, as well as what the bank is asking for, and to find a happy medium for the both. But I would definitely like leverage that space to bring in as much income as possible to support your work, but also to bolster the community impact.
And thank you, sir, for reminding me, sister. There was a program that I was involved with in New Mexico called Working Classroom. That was a free acting class for the community. Interestingly enough, you gave $10 and you had to come to every workshop, or you lose your $10. But the crazy thing, they had crazy funders, and they'd have like major directors and actors and like people you couldn't pay for, you couldn't even afford to come, you know what I'm saying? Like pullers, you know what I'm saying? From like theater, artists, international, Hollywood, Broadway, and you didn't know, the participants didn't know until the workshop, the Working Classroom happened. You're like, oh my God, I was just trained by. So that's a good money puller. You know what I mean? Kind of like a House of Blues, but for theater. It was so wonderful and exciting. So hopefully that'll, every annually you can have like a surprise somebody and just get funding from there.
Did they do
a
that
workshop?
Or how did they do that? How did they initially?
It is called Working Classroom, and they're in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Maybe if you Google, you can probably find some partners that they've worked with. Again, Working Classroom, downtown Albuquerque, New Mexico. I still think that they're functioning, but it just seemed like a lot of philanthropist money coming from who? I don't know. Hopefully not Epstein. I'm not joking, but he was always in New Mexico.
Oh my God, I hope not either.
Not Chuck. And me don't juke. No, just kidding. But Working Classrooms, but there was funding there. Oprah also lived in New Mexico for a little while. So there was word that she, helped support that too. So check it, but thank you. Congratulations. And to you too, Miss Deborah. So wonderful.
Oh, Nathalie, I forgot to mention today's my birthday.
Oh, Miss Dolores.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Jonathan.
Yeah, I'm working as hard as I am today. Like this is a regular day. I should be on vacationing somewhere, right? But
yeah, you should be. Well, thank you for spending it up with us.
Yeah, got to get this information, I tell you. So that budget though, I know that you have some examples in the training, but would it be this specific to?
Well, every budget is subjective, of course, to the organization and whatever your CPA or treasurer, whoever is the person that advises you on your board. So I would say take a look at them as a framework, as a reference. And then in regards to what the bank is asking of you, work with your treasurer or your CPA, whoever it is within your internal organization, to craft something that meets both of those standards.
Okay, that's a good idea. Okay, all right, thanks very much.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, and congratulations. Sometimes, guys, it feels like we're moving so slow, but things are moving, and that's great. It's so amazing to hear, Jonathan, the progress that you're making.
Thank you.
Emmanuel, I think Emmanuel, you're the last one for today. What you doing, what you working on, and how can we help?
I am working on that Sage Boss grant, and I think I'm almost done with it. I've gone through it like going through the Grammarly and, feeling, I need to turn it in. I said, I'm gonna turn it in after I get off of this class. And then I was so busy editing it. I was like, oh my gosh, Nathalie. So that's always a good thing. I'm just trying to get that out, push that out the way, and just take those chances, just keep on swinging, work on my gas, my car, make sure I'm always having it out, get that out there, getting that exercise out there. And I appreciate it. I'm also just really trying to, we had a great Black History Month and a great activity. And we got, we were on the front page newspaper, our rally, and we just got some really good feedback. So I think I'm trying to really work on, okay, that content. So to kind of like, I haven't really fully like exploited the marketing of that. So that's where I'm at right now. Get this out the way and this just do a new reboot and thank our partners and just do kind of a whole IG content kind of like that. So that's where I'm at.
Okay, well, if that's the case, remember guys, it's not just about the post, it's about the conversion. So make sure you're bringing people directly into call your HQ, your headquarters, so that they know how to intimately become a part of your organization. So whether that's a form on your website or oh, and that was one thing, Jonathan, I knew I forgot something in regards to your email, and it's an amazing email, by the way, very well written, very clear. The only thing that was missing was the direct link to give. Do you guys want me to read this to you so you could kind of get a sense for why this was so good?
That'd be great.
Yes,
So,
that would be awesome.
This is a direct email from Jonathan in regards to how to give to his organization. He says, hello, village. Love that. Automatically, you feel a part. Please share with family, friends, social media, and community organizations. So right off the bat, you know how, even if you don't give, you can be a part of spreading the word. We will be proud to have your name on our flyer. So immediately he's coming in with what we are offering you for being a part of this. So your name will be on the flyer, the production program, and flyers attached, and gave an example. Our fiscal year starting in January, but we keep your business or individual name on all of our advertisements based on your donation date. Wow. So this is just more than just one event. This is for the whole year. So many of you, it's time to renew, and we count on your annual donation. Now, these are the different donation levels. It can be a contributor sponsor, which is $25 to $224. An organizational or individual sponsor, which is $225 to $295. A little small for me, but it's okay. It can be an organization or individual sponsor, which is, I'm assuming, $590 and up. And then he tells you what that is. And then he's like, listen, if you just want to give a donation of this amount, it will help sponsor 4 students at $294. And then there's a flyer attached. The only thing that's missing is, hey, go here to make that.
Yeah, the ask, right?
Yep, that's the only thing that's missing. But this is great. And then you can see, of course, pictures are 1,000. Where this is, look at this pride and confidence in this baby's face.
Yes, and there is an amazing story. That particular student, I won't take long, but I think it's worth sharing. She was a cancer patient, and as a result of that, she needed a kidney, and she received the kidney, but it limited her ability in school to do athletic activities. And so JWCPA was a solution for her to get involved and to discover her artistry. And so she auditioned for a lead in the show, and that was back in 2018, and she got the part. And so her mom told that story about her being able to really apply herself in the organization and in the summer camp, where she wasn't able to do those kinds of activities before. She now had an outlet, and she was really, really proud of her. So yeah.
That should be your next email. What's her name?
Well, I can't give her name. What you
Well,
mean?
don't give me her name. Let's say her name is Caitlin. Your next email should be, this is donate to children like Caitlin, or build confidence. Art builds confidence in kids like Caitlin, and tell that story.
Yes.
With her, I mean, of course, you need to get press release and all that kind of stuff to protect yourself.
We have those.
And get the parents' permission. But yeah, that's it. Wow. Because that's a story that people could connect to, because it's transformative.
And we have several.
Even getting them on video and the little testimony and just kind of running it through, little snippets, that's very powerful. Of their testimony of why they got involved.
Yeah.
How it helped them.
On our website, her mom gave a lot of details. So if you go to the website, very bottom, and you scroll through, there's quite a few testimonies, but if you'll scroll through, you'll see her testimony. Yeah.
Like, I got that. No wonder you got that money. That's why you got that building. He's like, got that. Check.
I love that. I love that.
You got my attention. That's what you got.
This was good today, guys. I am loving hearing that people are working. You're doing the work. Using the information.
And thank you, Nathalie. We appreciate your input. And I mean, the input is so direct and so specific to our needs that it's amazing. We're able to immediately use the information. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for using
like our coach, for real.
Hey, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. And for those of you who are enrolled in the Art of Securing Grants, thank you for trusting me. For those who are just hopping on, you're not yet a part of the community, you can go to, and I'm going to put those links again in the chat. You can enroll in the Art of Securing Grants. And I'm going to, where's that link? You can enroll in the Art of Securing Grants, and with that, you get access to this coaching every single week. And for those of you who are not yet ready to make the commitment and enroll in the course, but you do want to continue access to the course, you can join our Maximize You program. And that allows you to continue to enjoy our weekly coaching. Now, next week, we are going to change the login information just because we've invited so many people to be a part of Funding Friday. And so you'll get an email from me for next week with the changes that have been made to access the Funding Friday calls. All right, guys, any questions? Super proud of you. Keep up the amazing work. Next week, we are going to continue Funding Friday. I'm going to have a special guest for you all and some cool announcements that I'm working on and excited to share. So make sure that you hop on. If somebody hasn't been here this week, tell them make sure you are on next week. We have something very, very special for you. All right. I'll see you all next week.